Yeah. This has been a remarkable event. This is something that, kids in 20 years should learn about the way I learned about the Berlin airlift.
Yeah.
As something America can do.
Right.
Yeah.
I thought about the original plan, which was to fly the Afghan refugees to Guam.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a nice idea, but it just impressed me as being the culture shock of all time.
Yeah.
People from the Hindu Kush walk out in Guam.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, you tweeted it's absurd to say a 20-year war was lost in a day. I mean, it just to blame the guy that got us out is just still we lost the war like a week ago last Sunday. Right.
No, we didn't.
Right.
We lost the war when Osama bin Laden got over the border.
Right.
Yeah.
Into Pakistan. That's when we lost the Afghan war.
Yeah. When we diverted to Iraq.
There was no purpose in our being there.
Yeah.
Our original purpose had changed countries.
Yeah. I mean, you said it best. You just said, I really thought I'd ask this question for the last time, or at least for the last time for the foreseeable future. But what in the hell are we still doing in Afghanistan? All these war hawks, Charlie, that were all over the news going, well, now we got to go back in. We got to bomb everywhere. I'm like, for what? For what purpose? I mean, this is a civil war between ISIS and Taliban. I mean, what would be our purpose now?
Yeah, I mean, and as we're finding out, the Taliban at the moment is running the country. Yeah. Okay, they're the government. To paraphrase Donald Rumsfeld, they're the government you have, not the government you want.
Right.
Yeah,
you have to deal with them. Otherwise, you're not going to deal with anybody. And yet, the president gets heat for dealing with the Taliban.
Yeah.
How can you deal with the Taliban? You have to. They're the ones with the keys.
Right. Yeah. That were given to them by Donald Trump.
Whatever, but they're the ones with the keys, okay? And if you want to do anything in Afghanistan now, you have to deal with them.
Yeah.
And somehow that's wrong too.
Yeah. Well, and
meanwhile, the former president is sitting in Dubai or running a convenience store in Qatar or something, with $109 million in a duffel bag.
That's Charlie. I said, why isn't someone hanging him over a balcony like a Michael Jackson baby and getting our money back? But that's just
shaking him.
Just a side issue. Yes.
Which we could then spend on resettling Afghan refugees in this country.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, and also you retweeted someone that said, is there anyone more of a turncoat than Lindsey Graham? More of a disgrace as a friend, a more pathetic excuse for a man? Lindsey Graham repeats impeachment call for his former friend Joe Biden. And you said, the compromise must be epic. I mean, this is just a man of no principles, right, at all. I mean,
none.
Yeah.
Absolutely none. I mean, there's nothing Lindsey Graham stands for anymore.
Yeah.
I was going to say something about bending over, but I won't.
All right. No, don't do that. Charlie Louise.
See, we drag him down to our level.
We do.
I'd like to drag him out of office myself.
Yes.
By the ankles.
Yeah.
But we had the chance, and Jamie Harrison ran, and he ran a good campaign, and it wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
And it was South Carolina. So.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, this is somebody that should not ever be listened to ever again.
Yeah.
Because nothing he says everything he says has a half-life of about 10 minutes.
Yeah. So, Charlie, I was saying the resistance lives, the power of public shaming. Oh, dear. The T-Rex is wrecking down the entire... Why don't we just bring him outside? Let's just bring him out the kitchen door. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, bring him outside and then lock the kitchen door. Okay, sorry, Charlie. We're having a T-Rex related incident here.
Colonel Steve Austin related incident.
Yes. Okay. But I was going to say, because you wrote about Wisconsin, and thank God it looks like public shaming has worked in this ridiculous. You just said, who votes for people who do this much damage? Spoiled on one free meal a day. You wrote, one board member said the free program made it easier for families to become spoiled. You said spoiled on one free meal a day. Who thinks like this? And you just said it's a song that never dies. Cruelty has always been the point. Well, I think they've just shamed them into reversing it. But
I believe they have, yeah. And that's a very good thing. And I give not only the people in Wisconsin credit, I give the local media, especially the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel, credit, because they were all over this story.
Yeah.
And it was just such a glib, stupid move. a move that does nobody, any good.
Yeah.
You're not saving a lot of money. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not like, you're saving the taxpayers, a gazillion dollars. You're just being mean.
Yeah, it's America, Charlie. You don't want kids getting used to eating every day. Okay,
I mean,
that's
free snickerdoodles. And he's back, ladies and
yes,
gentlemen.
yes.
He's off camera, but he's back.
Yes, he's back. He is back. Okay. So I was saying, Charlie, earlier, back to our insurrection here in America. So here is the good news: the list of 11 Trump allies whose communications are being sought by House Select Committee. It's weird how Jim Jordan's memory gets jogged. Maybe some stuff will come back about the wrestling coach, something, because he suddenly, now that they're asking for phone records, it suddenly occurs to him that he did talk to Trump several times that day, including with Matt Gaetz begging him to call off his thugs.
A subpoena will concentrate the mind wonderfully.
Yes.
Really
Yes.
So by the way, we're taking an oath.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Putting one thing on the Bible, that will concentrate you, because then you don't get to lie.
Yeah.
And you don't get to bloviate, and you don't get to roll up your tattered, shirt sleeves and scream at people.
Do you have to put on a jacket when you're under oath?
Maybe.
I don't think
Dress
it's
like an
required,
adult.
but if I were like Chairman Benny Thompson, I would insist on it though.
Yes, like a fancy restaurant. Like I would have a Captain Kangaroo jacket there. You have to. Do you not bring one? We have one for you.
That's right. And then you get some sort of weird maroon velvet.
Yes,
velour.
Captain Kangaroo's jacket.
Yeah, exactly.
And Mr. Green Jeans.
Yes. So the committee asking telecom companies to preserve records of several Republican congresspeople, members of Trump's family, who were involved in some capacity with the Stop the Steal rally that turned into the violent. Oh, look, Charlie, it's all of our favorites. Lauren Boebert, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Jim Jordan, Andy Biggs, Paul Gosar, Mo Brooks, Madison Cawthorn, Matt Gaetz, Louis Gohmert, Jody Heiss, and Scott Perry.
You get a subpoena. And you get a subpoena. And you get a subpoena.
They all attended, promoted, or spoke at the Stop the Steal rally. So,
yes, they did, and I watched every one of them. They can call me as a witness, and I could say I lead a boring life, so I watched that whole thing.
oh my God, Sean, do we still have the Jim Jordan answering whether he talked to Trump? I mean, he actually said hamina hamina. I mean, it is amazing how all of a sudden, before his phone records are subpoenaed, or as they're subpoenaed, he suddenly remembers, because he was like, before, during, after, I don't know, sometime that day, I don't really. Yeah, he turned into Jim Carrey in what's that movie?
Bruce Almighty?
Yeah.
Yes, right. Steve Carell. Who am I doing? You know what I'm saying?
Steve Carell.
Yes.
Yes, at some point during the interview, he sounded like a record being played backwards.
Number 9?
Yes.
Number 9?
Number 9. Number 9. Number 9. Yes, Tom Joseph tweets, stop treating Trump like an ex-president, start treating him like the longtime criminal and traitor that he is. Mm-hmm. Prosecuting him will heal the nation and aid the deprogramming of some of the cult. There is no reason for the nation to tolerate a rolling coup and an ongoing cover-up for 7+ months. Charlie, do you or do you not believe there is something going on criminally at the justice system? Because we were talking about Glenn Kirshner saying if they are compelled to testify, it could also screw up a DOJ investigation.
That's the Oliver North precedent.
Right.
You don't want to fall into the same trap where you immunize, you give people immunity to testify before Congress, and therefore you destroy the ability for them to be charged criminally. Given the state of the federal judiciary now, I think Glenn is right to be concerned. Now, Glenn is obviously more wired into these people than I'll ever be. So I think, yes, he's right to be concerned about that. But criminal trials are a crapshoot.
Right.
There's going to have to be some kind of general, hallowed by oath, as they say, revelation on what happened that day. And whether it's the commission or a series of trials, it's got to be one or the other, because we got to know. I mean, people have to know.
Yeah.
I feel like Kevin Bacon and JFK now. People got to know.
But yeah, it's going to be like strip poker. Maybe Jim Jordan's already down to his shirt sleeves because he's nervous, and
Yeah.
I don't want to
take that off. Then have an undershirt.
I don't want a naked Mo Brooks on my.
No.
No.
Oh wait, we have this. This is
And
the,
if I want to see Lauren Boebert, I just have to go to a bowling alley in Colorado.
Right?
True.
Take it off for anyone.
lane 12. Lauren, you left your bowling shoes up here.
Your husband left his pants here.
Yeah.
If you want to see Marjorie Taylor Greene, you just got to go to a CrossFit.
Yes,
locker
right.
room.
Yes, or somebody's bed. That's one of the guys that works at her gym. Okay, listen. My point is, Charlie, that
Yes,
this
that's right. She was working on her abs.
we found the Jim Jordan answer.
And
This
someone
is
else's too.
Yes, exactly.
we found the phone record subpoena Jim Jordan answer.
On January 6th, did you speak with him before, during, or after the Capitol was attacked?
I'd have to go. I spoke with him that day after. I think after. I don't know if I spoke with him in the morning or not. I just don't know. I'd have to go back and. I mean, I don't know that when those conversations happened. But what I know is I spoke with him all the time.
Was he sound like an auctioneer?
Yeah.
He did. I'm auctioning off an answer. If I hit it yet? If I hit it yet? If I hit it yet? Is it? I don't know.
And all over Washington, federal prosecutors are watching that, going, dinner.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem too nervous. Oh my God.
No.
It's like in a Perry Mason episode.
I could
sweating.
just see your buddy Kirshner at home, sharpening the carving knives.
Yes.
Can we save that for tomorrow so Carlos can do Columbo?
Sure.
Just one more question, Mr. Jordan.
Just one more thing.
Oh my God, what a weasel. Anyway, all right. God bless America. We are out of America's longest war. We love you, Charlie Pierce.
We do.
Hey, goodbye, everybody.
Say goodbye to your war bride and kiss her in Times Square.
Goodbye, Charlie.
Oh, farewell, Jody. Run them cameras.
Oh my God, someone photoshopped Charlie kissing Jody in Times Square after the war's over. Come on, do it. Do it. For the end of Afghanistan. Do it. Somebody photoshopped their faces in.
And please check out his column at Esquire Politics.
It's fantastic.
It really is.
It really is.
Yes.
He's Charlie
you.
Pierce, for God's
I
sake.
lost this week. We are dark this week, though.
Oh,
because
okay.
The whole company's on vacation this week. So
Wow.
I'm like mere spectator on the news.
All right. Well, rest well,
But
sir.
I
We
can
shall.
be found on Twitter at Charles P. Pierce.
All right.
That's right.
We shall.
Capital B.
And you gave me a thank you for half your head being visible on my blanket next to Jody. I was trying to do a tribute to Nancy Pelosi and Jody Hamilton, who were my sheroes of last week. I'm sorry, just your part of your head was in there.
Charlie, just be comforted that she wraps you around her legs every single night.
Yes, it was a girls' club. You're sort of invited, even though boys are dumb.
I appreciate. Palace Eunuch has been my career goal for a long time.
Nancy Pelosi and Jody and I pulled the rope up in the fort, and you were, sort of invited. All right, love you.
Bye.
Thanks, Charlie.
All right, 48 minutes.